Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, everybody, today has been my birthday. Today has been my birthday. I've had a busy weekend. Went out on Saturday, sounded a little bit hoarse. Yeah, a lot of dancing, a lot of singing and drinking. And I had a big drinker, as you know. I was on a really manly drink, you know, obviously me being really masculine and all. I think I had about 12 woo-woos. You know, that really tough drink that proper hard men drink. Woo-woos. You know what I mean? Woo-woos. But yeah, I've had a great weekend. I thought I'd come on and do a bit of a pre-record. I'm shattered after the weekend, so I'm not going to do a live that takes me to close to midnight on Sunday when I'm up for work in the morning. But I wanted to do a video, speak about a few things, to be fair. The rumours about Gabriel Gudmundsson, the Swedish international left back, which were being heavily linked to it. Some of these players have been linked to it for a prolonged period. I've sort of thought maybe we won't get over the line, but this one feels very much like the Gabriel one, where it's sort of like the worst kept secret in football at the minute, that, you know, we sort of feel like this one is going to happen. I've seen all the private jet stuff last few days. Rumour has it was coming into Leeds today on a private jet. I believe that to be correct. I'm not in the know or anything like that, but someone that I trust, I've had a bit of dialogue with, and apparently it's all done and dusted now, and hopefully will be announced on Monday. We'll have to see about that, but I don't think personal terms has been an issue. It's come over today, I think, for the medical, so hopefully the medical's gone well. The personal terms have been agreed, and I think the fee, I've seen things rumoured to be about someone doing donuts outside. Honestly, I've seen the rumour fee to be around 15 million euros at max, and then I've also seen reports saying it could be 7 million euros. Sorry, so I'm not quite sure on the fee. I know his wage was very low, to be fair. I think I've got it on a slide. I'll have a look at it in a bit. I don't think his fee or wage will be a problem for Leeds United, but yeah, I think his what we originally got touted for a few weeks back, I think that's definitely not the case now, and I think it's hopefully will be less than 10 million euros, which would be very good business again for another international player. I think when you look at the caliber of player we're bringing in at the minute, they're all international footballers. Gudmundson excites me because he's played in Champions League many times. He's played, you know, if you look at like playing Champions League football, you're playing for your country. These are great attributes to have for any player. When you're Premier League side, you want as many internationals as you could possibly have, even though it becomes difficult at times through the season. When you have an international break, you don't want them going. But by having international players, it means that, you know, that of the caliber you need to be Premier League players. If you haven't got many internationals in your side as a Premier League outfit, you're probably going to struggle and be down bottom end. So the more the merrier for me. But what I will say, that I suppose the fee of these players sort of lowers the expectation of the fan of the player. I think when you go out there and you spend it upwards of 20 plus, you tend to open your eyes and look at the deal a little bit more, thinking, you know, with excitement. I think whatever we're fishing in the, you know, 6, 7, 10, 15 million sort of bracket, I think it's going to be hard for fans to get excited. I think if you just strip back that, you know, we've seen Tanaka come in for 3 million last year. We've seen, you know, really good deals by a host of clubs around the world where the fee hasn't been astronomical, but the talent has been, and the value you get from the player for what he delivers for your club, you know, sometimes doesn't align with that fee, good or bad. And, you know, sometimes it works out the other way where, you know, they're coming for next to nothing and you get, you know, massive upside on performance to give you back a lot more than you'd expect for the fee. So I'm not too concerned about the fees and the talent coming in, because, like I say, international players, some of them played in Europe. That's a decent tick in the box for me. But I'll have a quick look at Gudmundson. I've got quite a bit to get through on this, to be fair. So let me share my screen. It's a Gabriel Gudmundsson, 26-year-old, another 26-year-old. This is what I mean. Annual salary. This will just be rumoured. It might not be totally accurate, but it won't be far off. €400,000. €400,000. So he's currently on less than 40 grand a month. Yeah, he's probably not even on 10. He's not even on 10 grand a week. So he's going to probably double, triple his wages coming to Leeds United. Probably more than double, triple, quadruple his wages. Potentially, it'd still be a very small amount of money for us to sort of gamble on. I think some of these players are bringing in a low risk, which is like another reason why it's not exciting fans. But when you look at his stats here, look, League 30 matches played last season, 2 goals scored, conceded. Obviously, he's going to concede about 4 there, but they're not all down to him. But only 3 cards. That impresses me. 1 yellow card every 10 games was all from Firpo, he'd be coming in to replace. Firpo is always good for a little spell on the sidelines with suspension. Loses his head a little bit too much sometimes. We saw it at Millwall last season as well. But this is a great attribute to have from a player coming in for me. Someone who's replacing someone with, I wouldn't say poor sort of discipline, but you know what I mean with Firpo, where this lad, 3 yellow cards in 30 games is decent. You look there, 13 Champions League games, 13 Champions League, no yellow cards, high pressure games in Champions League, no yellow cards there either. And obviously Nations League as well, plenty of games for Sweden. A couple of bookings there, but 53 matches played this season and only 5 yellow cards. So when you look at that, fit, gets through minutes, gets through many games. I mean, when you look down here at his injury record, 1 day this season, 1 day with a knock, 4 days with an ankle injury last season before, 9 the season before, like 9 days, and then he had 106 and 109. So he had a couple of bad spells in 22, really bad spells. But 23, 24, and 25 has accumulated 14 days in total. 2 weeks off in last 2.5, 3 years. So I think injury-wise, he's coming in decent nick, really. And like I say, when you look at how much football he played last season, 53 games, he can get through the work. I'd like to see a few more goals, and this one shows assists, but I'd like to see a few more goals and assists from him, because like I said, his market value on his only €7 million, which is a snip. Like I say, I've seen people value him as high as €15 million a couple of weeks ago, but that looks to have come way down. And I think if we can get him anywhere around the £5, £6, £7, £8 million mark, we're doing this great business for us. Like I say, the experience he's got there in international and Champions League football, I think he's going to be a really good player. He likes to get forward. He's a bit reminiscent of Firpo, which will worry some. He likes to get forward. What I will say is if he is like Firpo, is it a worry that he hasn't got the stats to back that up? We'll caveat that by saying Firpo in the Premier League didn't have the stats to back it up either, I guess. So we'll have to see. Could Gudmundson have converted these sort of, amount of minutes? If he'd put him in Championship, would he have been up there with Firpo? Some may say, yeah. We'll have to see. Proof will be in the pudding. But it looks like he's coming in as our left back, which for me is exciting. Is that enough? Just one, him coming in as left back. What's going to happen with Schmidt? Not too sure. Is Byram going to play for Leeds again? I would say not. I'm hoping I'm wrong with that. I would like Byram to get another deal as backup. But I think if Gudmundson comes in, he's our starting left back. I would suggest Bogle at right back. And if we play back 4, it's going to be Jacobiol and Joe Rodon, with just the keeper sort of to bring it in to sort that defence out. So I think that defensive 4 is probably set at that. Strauch will fancy his chances of getting in there. So will Bernal. You need competition for places, and if we don't lose a centre half, that's great depth there. But the full back needs work, massive work. You could argue we need a left back and a right back now to cover both of them, or someone who can do both sides, like a Byron, but maybe a higher caliber player. Someone like a Schmidt, whether he's in that conversation, I don't know. But for me, interesting to see. But I think if Gudmundsson comes in, he may be the one to sort of start there, and hopefully it's the right decision from the club. Another low fee, another underwhelming signing for some, but also if you flip that round, quite an exciting signing too when you look at the fee and the wages for the level of quality he's played at. Champions League, International, Liga, and he's a cheap fee. So if you look at it, it depends what side of life you look at, negative or positive. half glass full, half glass empty. So I'm looking at it from a positive stance. And this will be 4 players brought in, by the 7th of July, if we sign him tomorrow, which it's rumoured to be happening, hopefully, touch wood. That'd be 4 players brought in, what takes us to the top percentile of the Premier League sides in terms, I think, 4's the most. Currently, we're on 3. We're signing him tomorrow, next couple of days. It becomes a signature that we acquire. That'll be 4 signings, and that's a brilliant start for me for this summer. It gives us 4 players in the door before pre-season starts, which is just ideal. And then, we still need maybe 3 or 4. We'll have to see. There'll be some outgoings as well, but it's good to get a bit of a foundation started. We're bringing in 4 players who, are going to be important players, whichever side you see. Whether it's starting lineup or whether it's a squad player, which a couple of them may well be. It's exciting for me to know they're in there for the Scum game coming up in a couple of weeks as well, out in Sweden. So it's exciting. But yeah, moving on. So in the last couple of hours, maybe the last hour or so, this has been reported by Gianluca Di Marzio, who is very credible, I would suggest. Inquiries made by Leeds for Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, the Torino, absolute monster giant of a man. It looks like Leeds have inquired. No bid or no rumour of a bid going in, but definitely inquired. We've spoke about him a little bit on Late Night Leeds on Friday with Adam and Sean. A lot of people are speaking about him now because his stats are just phenomenal. Torino haven't had a bad season. I think they finished 11th in Serie A. This guy serving international is just an absolute menace. He's just an absolute beast. His shot save percentage is just off the scale. His expected goals conceded, I think, is outperforming his XG like crazy. He's, like I said, 6'8". He gives himself a really good chance just in size and stature, doesn't he? Being able to keep that ball out of that net, just based on his, the science of life. He's 6'8". There's not many keepers, not many, professional footballers at that height. So it gives us a massive advantage. Something we always say, with corners with Leeds United, we've got plenty of big boys. We signed a fair few already. We're well over 6 foot. Helps us with attacking and defending set pieces. Having a 6'7", 6'8" goalkeeper defending corners just makes everything a hell of a lot easier. Yes, he can't just be tall. Meslier were tall, and he needs a lot more to his game than that. This guy's got it all. This guy has got it all. He's physically imposing. He commands his area really well. And like I say, shot stopping for me, what I've seen of him is out of this world compared to what we've seen for many a year. Many a year. This could be the best keeper we've had since Martin and Robinson days. It's been a long time since we spoke about having a keeper. We felt like that. We felt a little bit like that with Meslier, even though we were young, for a year or two. But this guy, for me, had come in, and the calibre of this signing would... I think if we sign Savic, I think this would definitely turn some of the fan base round who were feeling quite negative and down about certain players, because this would be a statement signing. This would, I know it's the goalkeeper position. People would say we need more than that, and we do, but this would be a real statement signing and sign of intent by Leeds United of we mean business, because this guy's wanted by, rumoured to be wanted by a host of clubs. So if Leeds United can get in there first and get the business done, it'd be fantastic. But let's have a little look at some of the bits and pieces about him. So share my screen. So yeah, when you look here, shots faced 184, goals conceded 42. So his XG there, 52.28. So based on the level of chance, the XG says he should have conceded just over 52 goals. Conceded 40-10, which 40-10. He conceded 42, sorry. So he's kept out 10 goals there that he should have, on level of probability, have conceded. I think Meslier last season was at -2. Underperforming, obviously, conceding goals that he should be saving. This guy's saving 10 shots that he shouldn't be saving. This is what I mean by the calibre of player. Serbian international, absolute cracking player. And again, the amount of matches he played 37 games last season. 7.28 rating, phenomenal. Got 3 yellow cards from a goalkeeper. Is that too many? I'll let you decide on that one. But yeah, I love it. Like I say, he comes out, he's forever coming out and knocking people over and being physical, and I love that. Safe penalties, look at that. What a stat that is. 4 safe penalties out of 7 faced last season. That alone is worth the fee. 10 clean sheets in 37 matches. But yeah, that penalty saves is just to have the confidence that a keeper can make a save he shouldn't save. To have that confidence that you've got a penalty against you and you may be able to pull some out here rather than just thinking it's a goal. For the last few seasons under Melier, you've got the penalty, just go let's kick off again. There's no point even taking the penalty. You don't feel confident that Melier were going to pull some out the bag. At best, Melier would just have a quiet game and get through it and hopefully get a clean sheet based on the fact that it was a quiet game. This is the kind of guy you need in the Premier League. He will win you points. That's the difference. He will win you points. He will make saves he shouldn't save, and that's what I love about him. Absolutely. 28, cracking age, coming into his prime now. Still young for a goalkeeper too. Some would say 28. Market value 12.4 million euros. I think it'll be higher than that in pounds, to be fair. I'm thinking it's going to be higher than 12 million pounds. It's going to be quite an expensive fee based on the other players we've signed so far. But yeah, I think he'd be absolutely brilliant. I really do. He's been at Torino a while now. He's been on loan at Torino, gone back to Standard Liège, and then yeah. He's played a fair few games at Torino now, 154 plus these little spells as well. So yeah, I'm getting excited thinking about this. I've done a little bit of digging on him and reading about him, and I'm so excited for the possibility of having someone like Milinkovic-Savic at the club, just based on the fact that I've had no confidence in our goalkeeper for so long now. As everybody has, as I think we all can say that, can't we? It's been a very tough time to be a Leeds fan in terms of the goalkeeper we've had for the last few years. It's been nothing but negative, and you don't want to feel like that about any player, and especially when that player is a bit of a confidence player, and he relies on, for me, you've got a host of players that have played for Leeds United who have confidence issues. I feel like Bamford goes through spells. I felt like Harrison used to do that as well, a bit hot and cold. He used to go through spells when he were on fire. He'd have a cluster of games. When he wasn't, he'd go under. I don't want to say his name on this channel again, by the way. But obviously Melier, I feel like when he makes a high-profile mistake, he just wants the world to swallow him up, as he would. And I feel like he struggles to come back from that. He really does. It's been a long time since I've trusted Melier. Hell of a long time. Let's have a quick look at annual salary, 1.2 million euros. Again, you convert that to pounds. It's not much really for a top end player. His percentiles are just crazy. It's just in green for so many stats. So many stats. Here as well, though, this one here. In terms of raw goalkeeping, he saved 98 shots out of 129, meaning Vanja Milinkovic-Savic's save percentage 75.97. I haven't got Melier's to hand, but I know it was way lower than that. Way lower. It's great save percentage. Again, there's nothing bad about this player at all, in my opinion. Even just having a basic rating there, 7.38. It was ranked 65th out of 194 in the average ratings as well as a defensive player. So yeah, like I say, injury record as well. There just isn't any injuries. There's just, I think there were one day or one little minor injury somewhere. Might have been on a slide, but yeah, injury wise, there's just nothing. He's so fit, he's so dependable, and his stats sort of back that up. So it's an exciting prospect for me. Yeah, it looks like we're definitely looking at him. I hope that's true. I hope what I've read is true. I hope what I've seen in this last hour or so, this time on Sunday night, is true, because Milinkovic-Savic is now my number one preferred goalkeeping choice. So we'll have to see how that goes. Watch this space. Hopefully this week we'll get a few more about Lime. But yeah, that's it for sort of the Leeds United chat. I've got some more bits I'd like to discuss with you. Personal stuff. So I've been working on some bits for a long time now, in terms of not merchandise, but in terms of some actual like a clothing line. I've really wanted to. I've always been quite expressive with stuff, and not artistic, but I always liked messing around with, doodling and writing. I like to do songs, and I've always been quite artistic without being able to physically paint or draw something of a sufficient level. But my mind, it's always thinking of ideas, and I sort of give myself a headache every day thinking about stuff to do. But I've always really enjoyed, like I say, that graphic design sort of element of life, putting stuff together, going on apps and piecing bits together, and making quite in your face sort of designs that ideally would go on t-shirts. So I love graphic t-shirts as just as a person. I wear a lot of t-shirts, with a little logo on the front and a big back logo, and that's what I sort of wear. And I've designed 5 t-shirts that are now on sale. And it's a bit of a mad one, really, to actually get it to this stage. It's took me probably about 3 months now from designing the first one to sort of, going through them. And I'm really intrigued to see what you think. I've got 5 designs, 5 t-shirts, 4 colours. On the site, it's in dollars, but it converts it to pounds when you get to till. But I think it comes in at about £27 delivered. You've got to allow about 7 or 8 days maximum. I've had a couple of people buy just to make sure everything's okay, which it is. I've got a couple of reviews already on the pop-up site that's through Printify, which I'm really happy with. So I'm going to put the link in the description if anyone wants to have a look at them. But I'm going to show you them now anyway. So hopefully you like the designs. So this is obviously an Ampadu one. This is like a graffiti collection. So there's 5 t-shirts and all of graffiti style. I love when you go around Leeds, we're just that city. We absolutely love Leeds. All the graffiti art of Leeds United around the city since the Bielsa days. There's so much everywhere. I've always just loved the way graffiti looks, even though it's not right in some locations, but so I really want some in-your-face sort of designs. So this is it's available in grey, black, white, and navy blue. So I've tried to sort of vary the colours of them. Obviously, there isn't a black on there, but it's available in black too. But yeah, the Imagine Not Being Leeds, it's got a small little Imagine Not Being Leeds logo on the front of the left chest over the heart. On the front, and then this is a design on the back, really in your face, really. You can't miss it, really. But I'm hoping it appeals to people and you do like it. So that's the first design. This was the first one I came up with. This has been maybe about 3 months since I've had this, and I've been dying to show people, and the people I have shown the close, my nearest and dearest have all really loved the design so far. So yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking putting them all out there after it being a bit of an idea that's sort of grown over the last 3 months. But that's that one. This one, my second design. Imagine Not Being Leeds with your bower, and it's actually it's the goal against, I think, Wimbledon, this one, and it's got the Imagine Not Being Leeds logo instead of the ball. Again, graffiti style. I've got the MOT in the bottom corner, all Leeds that way, 1919 and Dirty Leeds, and the same logo on the front this time rather than using the Channels logo. I've got the same detail as the front as I have on the back, which I think looks really cool on this one. I really like this. This is probably my second favourite after one that's to come. But yeah, I really like this one. A little bit not as in your face, this one, but still graffiti style. Wanted to appeal to as many people as I can, and I know the bright colours isn't for everyone, so this was a little bit more of a simplistic style. But again, I hope you like the vibe. And again, the same colours: navy blue, black, grey or charcoal, and obviously white. Design 3, which is my favourite. This is my favourite. January 3rd, remember the date. Don't need to tell anyone about this one. Jermaine Beckford. Absolutely love this design. Love how it came out. This one at the front has the Imagine Not Being Leeds logo, left upper chest again, black, grey, it's in white and navy. I just think this is so eye-catching. I wore this out on my birthday night out last night in black. Absolutely love it. I hope you do too. But again, the colours may not be for everyone, a bit too bright in your face. But these are the kind of t-shirts I like to wear. So just casual wear. Like I said, I wore this on a night out. It works for that too. But this is my favourite of the 5. Moving on to number 4. Leeds scum are back. I wanted something to sort of get ready for Premier League. And, you look at those Dirty Leeds and Leeds scum are back, those articles that I've seen. I almost even had the newspaper clipping from those days after the Bournemouth game in the early 90s. But it just didn't look right. So I jazzed it up. made it again into some sort of graffiti style art. And I really like how this one came out. This one again, this is a bit like the Yeboah one. This one doesn't have the Imagine Not Me Leeds logo on the front. It has the same logo on the front as it does on the back, just obviously smaller. Upper left chest again, grey, navy blue, white, and in black too. They're all on the side. The link will be in the description for you to go have a look at them. But I really like this one too. And then the last one, this was some of that came out of humour really. So anyone who's followed this channel for a while, if you remember the Swansea game last season when we conceded a late equaliser, my reaction to that instant match reaction was with my best pal Priestley. As I say, if you're a regular, you'll understand. It was in the car. I think it's one of my biggest videos to date, if not the biggest in terms of numbers. The reaction we got to him just knowing what buttons to press when it comes to me and winding me up, to my just absolute gut-wrenching reaction of just, I can't believe it feels like it's slipping away, does that Premier League? And it was a really tough time for Leeds United then, a multitude of draws sort of, in a cluster back-to-back sort of thing, and we were really, started to feel like it was slipping away. Priestley wasn't bothered at all. He'll tell me that, we're all in his plan and there were no need to worry. But that there is a clip of just Priestley smirking, me being stressed, and this has come off the back of, the people I opened up to and showed some designs and told them what we're doing. 3 or 4 of them actually said, I think you should do something on that video. So I put this together. It's really good. I don't think I'll personally wear it because it's a bit vain, but just so you know, Priestley's already bought it, now has it, and is now wearing it. Only Priestley can probably get away with that. But yeah, this is again another design that I like the look of. I really like it. I'm hoping people sort of get why it's in there. It's a little bit of fun. If you watch the video, if you haven't watched the video, go back and watch it. The reaction to the Swansea one. It's a really good video. It wasn't at the time, but it is looking back. So yeah, like I say, these all come in at about £27, I think, delivered. I think about 6 orders now, a couple from family, a couple of close friends. The longest delivery I think has been 8 days, but that went over to Ireland. Going over to Ireland, it should be there in the next couple of days. That'll be about 8 days, and the quickest it's been, I think, it's been 3 days. So by the looks of it, if you allow up to 8 days or up to seven or 8 days, that should be fine. But yeah, I think I've had about 6 orders now, all gone through fine. Happy with the quality, happy how they've come out. I've got 3 of them myself in various colours. The missus is getting very annoyed with me ordering the same t-shirt over and over again, but I've had to go through it and make sure I'm happy with how it's come out. I buy one and then I'm not quite happy where it's situated, so I buy another one, and so on and so forth till I was happy enough. Like I say, 3 months in the waiting this. I wanted to rush it at one point. I'd just show everybody, but I've had to wait until I'm happy with the product. Like I say, it comes in at about £27, which I think is fair with delivery. It's in and around what other people are doing similar. But obviously, this is something new to me. I like the product. The design is class in my eyes on all 5. I really like them, so I'm hoping there'll be people out there that like them too. But like I say, I'll put the link in the description. Everything's a little bit basic now in terms of the site and stuff. I'm going to get it on TikTok Shop at some point. I'm going to get a proper little site made. But at the minute, this is just a pop-up site through Printify. So it's bang on. It's all fine. All the details are in there. The sizings, the material, it's all detailed in the actual on the link when you go on there, so you can have a look at it. But like I say, it's in dollars, but if you convert it to pounds, it comes in at just over £27 for a delivered t-shirt. And it helps me out, I suppose. And yeah, I'm just excited to hopefully see people wearing it and just telling me how that they enjoy it, wearing it, they like the look of it. And yeah, I'm really excited. So hopefully I'll get some feedback on this video that you like the idea, you think the video, so you think the designs are cool. So that's that one. I'll put the link in the description. So moving on, charity walk. I'm going to put a video out separately about this as well, but I wanted to mention this on here. So here's a little video, no special, but a little video what sort of details exactly what we are doing and when we are doing it. So Imagine Not Me Leeds charity walk, walking from Old Trafford to Elland Road. 41 miles-ish of land to cover by foot. All in the name of charity. Any money raised will be split between 2 charities. Andy's Man Club and Leeds Autism Services. Saturday, the 6th of September, 6 a.m. start, outside Old Trafford. Who is with me? And that is a big question. Who is with me? I want this to be imagine not being Leeds as a community. I want, if there's only 6 of us, there's only 6 of us. If there's bloody 60 of us, brilliant. We'll get through it together. If you're a subscriber, a friend, a family member, anybody, we've never spoke, we've spoke. Preferably be Leeds. But seriously, in aid of mental health, charity and his man club, which is close to my heart. I've been there, I've sat in these meetings. I've struggled with mental health, as you all know. And, you know, I've always said raising money for an autism charity is high on my priority list. And this is a Leeds-based charity, and they do so much good work. So I had to split this. You know, my son, Jonah's autistic, and I was just going to do it for Andy's Man Club, but I really wanted to do something in memory, not memory, but in you know, in thought of my son as well, Jonah. So 2 charities that mean a lot to me, 2 reasons for being able to get through such a vigorous and tough challenge. So I'm hoping we have many people join for this walk. What I'd like is plenty of feedback on this video. Please let me know about the signings, if you think they're going to happen. Let me know about how you feel about Leeds United. And then also, please let me know what you think about the T-shirts, the designs. If you're happy, you know, with how they look. If you're happy with the cost, if you think it's too much, let me know, please. We can have a chat about it. And obviously, the walk, please let me know if you're interested. I'm going to put a separate video or a poll or some sort of information out there. I'd like to get names of people that are really up for it, and we can sort of get an idea then who's available to do it with, because this needs to be a team effort. I did it before with a big group of us. It broke up into groups, and there were about 7 of us in my group doing it. And if it wouldn't be for the other 6 people, I wouldn't have finished it. So it needs to be a group effort. I don't want, you know, me and the wife are doing it, and hopefully the brother-in-law, hopefully Sean at Wilco White's. Outside that, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping people will join along the way. If you can only do 10 miles, come and do 10 miles. You know, keep us morale up when I'm struggling. If you can't do 41 miles, I say 41 miles-ish, because last time we did it, we took a bit of a wrong turn and we did about 44. Hopefully that will happen this time. The route will be mapped out thoroughly. We'll make sure we've got stop-off points, and we'll try and make, you know, a really good crack at this, and hopefully this can become something we do every year. I'd love that. Absolutely love that. It can grow in numbers and everything. So please let me know if you're up for the walk as well. It would be really appreciated. A lot of thoughts going into this and a lot of hard work to come to. So yeah, please stick a like on the video too, please. Please subscribe if you're new here, or if you're not, where have you been? Please subscribe. Please take care and have a really good week, and you will speak to me later on. Thank you. Bye-bye.